So before we build this, I wanted to kind of explain my methodology or my thinking behind this. This is just nothing more than the same 4-point adaptive pattern-based generic component, except we're just using, I just create a base frame to create structure, and I put a panel in. In this case, I made it on an angle just to make it visually, I don't know, easy to spot. The modularization of it. And what we end up doing is we put a materiality to it that gives it kind of this screen-like image, and we'll kind of get into that. But that's nothing more than using the cutout tool in the material browser and a pattern. Excuse the dog bark. So we have one of the things to point out here also, as I've got this panel highlighted, is this is the form surface that's curved, and this is how the adaptive panel is fitting into that. So it's still staying planar to the points within the system. So let's go ahead now and make a new panel that's similar to this. So I'm going to go and open up a new family. And this should be quick. You can actually zip through this and do it yourself if you want, because we've already done it. We don't want a generic, we want a pattern-based. Then we get the 4 dots for our adaptive points. So we're going to go ahead and open that. We'll give that a name right away. So we will save it as a family, and in our parking facade, and we're going to call that panel. And we can quickly just generate our frame shape. This time I'll make it square. So I'm going to put a point on a reference grid. I don't know if I have other reference grids here. They're just not showing. They seem to all be there. So I put a point on there. We're going to set the line. We're going to set it as a plane. And then we're going to use our polygon tool with only 4 sides set for it. And we'll just pull out a relatively small. Let's go with 2, so that would be a 4-inch tubing, not small tubing by any stretch. So we'll grab the tubing, and we'll grab the form, and we'll create the solid form. And at this point, I won't even, I might come back and add the panel on later on, but for now, let's just leave this as just so we can move ahead and go through all the steps to start building. I'm going to call that the final, shape. And obviously what I had done before is I'm just going to move some points up and make another panel above that. So we'll go ahead and load that into the project. And let's not put it into, I've got to build, that's another project, and I don't want to put it into the parking mockup. I want to put it right into the shape nodes, and I don't want to skip over into the parking mockup, only because it's just going to add a lot of extra I guess you could say overhead as we start redrawing, because it's going to ask us to replace it in 2 different places. All right, so we have the divided surface now, and we can apply that panel to it. And now that's populated. And we now need to have some sort of an attachment system. So I'll split this into another video clip. So we have our panel system. We could actually just go ahead now and load that into the project, but I'll wait for another clip to do that.